China's military says it has successfully completed war games that simulated sealing off Taiwan. The People's Liberation Army wrapped up 3 days of drills around the self-ruled island. Chinese officials added the military was now standing ready at all times to defeat any form of Taiwan independence or foreign interference. China's war games were conducted in the wake of Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen's meeting with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy last week. The Chinese Shandong aircraft carrier was involved in the exercises and deployed near Japan's southern region and Taiwan. Japanese and Chinese officials have met to discuss maritime concerns in disputed waters in the East China Sea. The talks were part of a regular round of discussions that began in 2012. The last meeting in November saw China asking Japan to pull its ships back from the sea. And for more, we have Olivia Xiong joining us live from Beijing. Olivia, this is the third day, final day of military drills around Taiwan. How has China portrayed the drills this time, and how does it compare with what it did the last time around?
Well, the message from China is pretty clear. The military is saying that its war games were successful, that its troops are ready to fight, and that has sent a stern warning to Taiwan independence forces as well as external forces. It says that they are colluding with as well the Chinese military, saying that with these drills, it has been able to form a, quote, multi-directional island-encompassing blockade. Also, the Shandong aircraft carrier group being involved in these drills, particularly in helping to surround the eastern waters of Taiwan, which is viewed as an area in which forces would be able to leave the Taiwan island, or from where foreign forces would be able to get access to Taiwan. Japan this time expressing concern that the aircraft carrier was operating very close to its Okinawan islands. Now, Chinese commentators cited in the Communist Party-linked Global Times said that such a blockade would be able to cut off energy supply routes, reinforcement routes, and escape routes of what said were Taiwan independence forces, as well as their hopes for U.S. military enforcement. Now, in terms of comparing the scale and intensity of these drills compared to what we had seen in August last year, when then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan, the assessment has been somewhat mixed. The Taiwan foreign minister is saying that he feels that the intensity is the same this time round, but other observers saying that China has been more restrained and the response has been more muted. We didn't see missiles flying over Taiwan. We also didn't see air routes and shipping routes being as disrupted, China perhaps being mindful of not wanting to affect trade and its economy.
Olivia, earlier we were talking about Japan and China meeting to talk about maritime concerns in the East China Sea. Are there also concerns about escalating tensions in the South China Sea?
Yes, Wei Su, given latest developments, we see tensions escalating after the U.S. sailed one of its warships through these disputed waters. China's military saying that it had organized naval and air forces to track and monitor the USS Milius, saying it had illegally trespassed into waters near the disputed Spratly Islands in the South China Sea today. We know that China claims a large part of this resource-rich waters, and earlier the U.S. Navy said that it had been operating its warship in what has been a freedom of navigation operation that upheld the rights, freedoms, and lawful uses of the sea. And this all comes as China has viewed these operations as infringing on its national sovereignty, a similar event taking place last month, also as the U.S. and the Philippines are set to begin what is its largest joint military drills from tomorrow. The Chinese Foreign Ministry having this to say in response to that.
有关国家间的交流合作不应当针对第三方，应当致力于地区的和平稳定，而不是相反。美菲军事合作不得介入南海争议，更不得损害中方领土主权、海洋权益和安全利益。
Well, in response to what's happening in the South China Sea, the Chinese military saying that its troops are on high alert. Its troops are on high alert to safeguard the country's national sovereignty.
Our thanks to Olivia Xiong reporting live to us there from Beijing.